Tommy struggling as both M-Tex's president and a landman isn't just a subplot in Landman, it's the core tension driving his entire arc. The show makes it clear that the very traits that helped him rise are now the same ones pulling him apart, and the higher he climbs, the less room he has to operate the way he used to. As president of M-Tex, Tommy is supposed to be decisive, distant, and strategic. He's expected to think in quarters, projections, and boardroom optics. But as a landman, his job has always been personal. He negotiates face-to-face, reads people, understands landowners' fears, and makes deals based on trust as much as paperwork. Those two roles demand completely different instincts, and Season 2 shows how trying to juggle both is slowly breaking him. One of Tommy's biggest problems is that he can't fully let go of the landman mindset. He still wants to be in the field, still wants to handle sensitive negotiations himself, and still believes that being present makes him effective. The board sees this as a liability. Every time Tommy steps into a land deal personally, he risks legal exposure, reputational damage, and conflicts of interest. From their perspective, a president shouldn't be shaking hands in dusty fields. He should be delegating and insulating himself from risk. At the same time, when Tommy does try to act like a traditional executive, it feels unnatural and forced. He hesitates in meetings where decisiveness is expected. He second-guesses recommendations from advisors who don't understand the land the way he does. That hesitation gets interpreted as weakness, even though it's really caution born from experience. The show repeatedly highlights how out of place he looks in polished rooms compared to open land, reinforcing the idea that he's wearing a role that doesn't quite fit. Pressure from investors only makes things worse. They want rapid expansion, cleaner numbers, and fewer surprises. Tommy, on the other hand, knows that land deals are messy by nature. Promises don't always hold, communities push back, and shortcuts always come with consequences. Every time he slows things down to avoid a future blowback, it puts him at odds with people who only care about the next earnings call. Then there's the internal strain at M-Tex itself. Employees don't always know which Tommy they're dealing with. Is he the empathetic landman who understands their concerns, or the president who has to cut costs and make unpopular calls? That inconsistency creates confusion and, in some cases, quiet resentment. People respect him, but they don't always trust what version of him will show up. Cammie's situation adds another layer to Tommy's struggle. Their fractured communication means he no longer has a true counterbalance. Where she once challenged him and filled in his blind spots, now there's distance and tension. Without that grounding voice, Tommy is left making decisions in a vacuum, unsure whether he's being too cautious or not cautious enough. That isolation is one of the most dangerous positions for any leader. What Landman does well is show that Tommy's problem isn't incompetence, it's overextension. He's trying to be two things in a system that punishes anyone who doesn't fit neatly into one box. The Landman role demands empathy and flexibility. The president role demands detachment and authority. Every episode pushes him to choose, and every time he tries to split the difference, the consequences pile up. By the midpoint of the season, it's clear that Tommy is being forced toward an inevitable reckoning. He either has to step back from the field and become the kind of president M-Tex expects, or he has to accept that staying true to his landman instincts might cost him the presidency altogether. The tragedy is that the company may need one version of him, while the world he operates in rewards the other. Tommy's trouble isn't just about leadership, it's about identity. Landman uses his struggle to ask a bigger question: what happens when the job that made you successful is no longer the job you're allowed to do? For Tommy, that answer is still unfolding, but one thing is clear: trying to be both M-Tex's president and its landman is slowly tearing him apart, and something is going to give.